got lost in a forest, survived off of potatoes, and only had the company of a furry friend. The surprising part is, this experience actually showed me a better way to live my life. Hey, how's it going? If you're not feeling fulfilled with your day-to-day or you're trying to avoid wasting your time, this story might help you. Hi, I'm Kimberly. My suburban life at 19 years old was average, but I didn't feel satisfied. I had supportive parents, good friends, and a twin sister. I had an apartment to myself, paid for by my apprentice electrician job, where I enjoyed using tools and solving problems. But after coming home from work, I still felt an empty feeling in my gut. I would put my bag down, turn on the kettle, and hop onto my couch, ready to watch some TV, YouTube, or play some games on my Xbox. Still, after rewarding myself with a hot cup of tea, takeout, and a show of my choice, it felt like something was missing. One spring weekend, I was at the bar with my close friends and sister when she and her boyfriend said they have big news. She clanged her glass and announced, "Me and Fred have finally got the funding for our infrastructure work in Libya." We all exploded into celebration, giving them pats on the back and asking about the details. They were scheduled to make a half-year trip, leaving next month, along with a team of 38 volunteers. After we all settled down, my sister quietly said to me, "I'll miss you. Take this pendant and keep me close to your heart." I thanked her and gave her a tight hug. When I got home, that empty feeling was even more apparent. I wasn't jealous of my sister, I just felt lost. I sat on my bed and started talking to the pendant. My sister is having a good life, but so am I. Why don't I feel happy like her? I'm a soon-to-be certified electrician, saving up to buy a house, and eventually meet someone special to grow old with. I've worked towards this since high school. The pendant had no response. The next Monday, I felt less eager to work. The bright orange walls of the workshop seemed less promising. My supervisor George approached me and asked, "What's up, Kimberly? You're working slowly today." I responded, "Sorry, don't worry. My sister is doing this charity work, and I don't know, I feel weird. Maybe I'm getting sick," or he cut me off. "Finally! Ever since you came into this shop as a kid, you've been too happy at work. Working with the Sparks has finally burnt you out. You're 19, we're not busy right now. Consider yourself fired for a week or two. Go find something new and sparkly." I thanked him, packed my things, and left. When I got home, it was business as usual. On my couch, sipping tea, scrolling on my phone. The next day, it felt like the weekend, except with no friends to fill the time because they were all working. When I turned on my Xbox, it didn't feel like a reward. It felt like an addiction. I got the feeling that my sister's pendant was judging me. I felt lonely, I felt useless. I started to think obsessively, am I nothing but a job and some friends? Do I really have nothing better to do? Is my only passion my job? Will the enthusiasm even last after 10 repetitive years? I grabbed the pendant, threw a toothbrush, some clothes, and other small necessities in my bag, and left. I texted my family that I'm going on a road trip, got in my car, and drove. After an hour, the store plazas and clusters of houses grew sparse. Another hour, it's only farmland. Eventually, even the farms were spread apart by swaths of dense forest. I blasted music out of my phone speakers, singing along to the playlist called White Girl Anthems. Suddenly, the car stalled, and I cursed as I realized I ran out of gas. I reached to call roadside assistance, then the music stopped. Low battery symbol. For a minute, I was pissed off and started to get scared. Then I remembered the pepper spray in my car door, saw the bright stars in the dark rural sky, and I stopped thinking. After some time, I started thinking again. I love my job, but it's my job. I used to love guitar and coding basic games on my computer. Maybe that's what I'm missing. I stopped years ago. It was easier to just work and chill with friends. I realized I was actually really hungry. Remembering that there was a farm a couple miles back, I grabbed the pepper spray and started walking up the gravel road. After almost pepper spraying a few scary-looking bushes in what felt like an impossibly long walk, I saw the farmhouse. It had no lights on, and I approached it cautiously. The door was unlocked, and after searching the house, I found nobody and no food. Only dead rats on the ground and a little barn cat. The cat immediately snuggled up to me, then walked away, looking back as if to lead me somewhere. I followed it to a small freezer, where I found frozen potatoes inside. I gave the cat back rubs of appreciation, and absolutely starving now, I found a pot, running water, and finally started cooking my first food in almost 10 hours. As I waited for the food, I looked around for a phone. No luck. I ate the food and eventually resigned myself to staying the night. The oddly friendly barn cat curled up with me on a rickety old bed, and it kept me warm throughout the night. As I dozed off, I reflected back on my job and spare time. I figured that I needed something meaningful and on my own terms, like my sister's organization. Something to do instead of games, TV, and being judged by a pendant. The next morning, I woke up to people screaming, "Clear!" and calling my name. My parents got worried since I wasn't responding to their texts, tracked my phone to my car, and called the police when they saw it was empty. Since this abandoned farm was the only structure nearby, they found me. I called out to the search team and felt guilty about the stress I put my parents through. The team rushed up, confirmed my identity, and then my family came and started crying and then yelling, then crying again. I felt really bad, but before I left, I asked about the cat since the farm was abandoned and it had no owner. I was allowed to adopt it. This was last year. I'm now back into guitar and fill my spare time with game development. I'm almost finished my 6-month project titled Chicken and the Egg. Having found this passion outside of work that is difficult but meaningful has mended that empty feeling I used to have inside me. The cat, which I named Pillow, is now fully mine and healthy. My twin sister and her boyfriend have completed their mission, and now I can simply feel happy for them without any insecurities to distract me. The pendant that had judged me before seems to now smile in my presence, and even in sad times, I feel a strange peacefulness in my core. I feel fulfilled.